Good morning, Enid. It is Thursday, May 14th, 7:30, and welcome to the fastest 30 minutes of the morning. I think it's the fastest 30 minutes in the morning. It's pretty much cloudy out this morning, 63 degrees with a high of 81, so I think it's going to be kind of a humid day. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Steve Kime.
I'm Janice Alfonso.
Hi, Janice. How are you?
Good morning. Good.
You're just bright and shiny.
Trying.
Got this heart rate. You're really ready to go, and I'm just trying to plug everything in to get going this morning. So, well, folks, grab a cup of coffee. I know we have a great show, and I do feel like it's the fastest 30 minutes of the morning because we have some news, weather, and sometimes sports and some city's government news, but we are so glad that we join you. One of my favorite topics is golf.
Yes.
I love to play golf. I don't get to play golf much, but I think golf and our special guest today, there's a connection. You think so?
Yes, we're very excited to introduce Mr. Mike Klemme to our amazing Good Morning Enid show. We're glad he's here.
In our large studio.
Yes, in our very large, comfortable studio. Anyway, we're very happy to have him here. He's going to talk about his amazing life and work and where he's been, so we're very much looking forward to hearing about that. Also, we have lots of news about city events coming up. We have lots of news from Oklahoma. It's just a very busy show, so definitely stay tuned. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for watching, and it's time to rise and shine.
Good morning, Enid. It's 7:32 again on this Thursday, May 14th. The calendar just keeps on spinning by so quick. Much needed rain again yesterday. We received almost 3/4 of an inch. And Janice, yesterday, I don't know, 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the rain was just really coming down on the atrium at the administration building. And yes, you would have thought that was a 3/4 of an inch of rain just really quick.
Yeah.
Much needed rain.
Like a lot.
I drive back and forth from Oklahoma City quite a bit. I was down at a Oklahoma City Rotary Club meeting on Tuesday. So I'm driving back, and for the first time in a couple years, this one pond on 412
actually had water.
It looked like a pond. I'm serious. I almost stopped, called Mike Klemme up and said, hey, come take this picture because there's water in this pond.
It's like an eclipse. It's a rare sighting in Oklahoma.
We were so blessed to have the rain, and it was just exciting for that poor little pond to look like what it was supposed to be doing.
With water.
Speaking of water, what's our forecast look like for the weekend, I guess?
Yes, well, we're very excited to have some good weather coming up, warm weather. We have on Friday, it's going to be in the high 80s and low 65s with a chance of thunderstorms, so keep an eye out for that. Okay. And then we also have on Saturday, high 77 and low 66, a 70% chance of thunderstorms. And then on Sunday, we'll have high 82 and low 56, mostly sunny. So hopefully we'll be able to enjoy our Sunday, take a nice walk on the walking trail and stuff.
Well, it's just great to get the water, and it's good to get the rain, for just everything.
Yes.
And it seems like the cattle that are out in the field, they're just standing there saying,
finally,
oh, this feels so good to take a bath. Yeah. They may not be saying that. I'll have to check with Commissioner Rodney Tim. He knows everything about cattle, and so we'll find out.
They'll tell him.
Well, again, thanks for joining us. It's our privilege to be with you on Thursday mornings here at the ETN studios. And by the way, we're broadcasting in high definition. Now, if you want to go to Channel 12 and you see Janice, she looks just kind of okay, you know. But if you go to Channel 112 and look at Janice, she looks pretty fabulous. And that's high definition for you. We won't do a commentary. While
Don't
I look
watch
like
me on Channel 12 then.
Yeah, so don't go to 12. But anyway, we were thrilled with all the technology advances, high definition. Our city commission broadcasts are also in high definition. And it's really, in the last couple of years, been a big, big change.
Yeah.
Speaking of change, let's find out what happened with the news overnight here at 7:35 this morning. And we have Jacob Zimney with the Oklahoma Minute.
Good morning, Enid. I'm Jacob Zimney, and this is your Oklahoma Minute. 4 elementary schools will close in Lawton due to anticipated cuts in state education funding. The superintendent claims no employees will lose their jobs, and he doesn't expect overcrowding in other schools. The 2 elephants from Seattle made it to the Oklahoma City Zoo early yesterday morning. Chai and Bamboo will be introduced to the herd after 30 days of quarantine, and they're expected to become leaders of the herd. Governor Fallon signed a bill reducing the number of signatures that third-party candidates will need to enter the race for governor. Candidates currently need to collect at least 5% of the total votes from the last election. The new bill drops that number to 3. Governor Fallon also signed the bill allowing school districts to designate employees to carry handguns in schools. Finally, Golden State beat the Memphis Grizzlies 98-78, bringing the series 3-2. Game 6 will be Friday night at 8:30. In college baseball, OSU will be at Michigan and OU will be at home Friday playing against TCU. That's the Oklahoma Minute. I'm Jacob Zimney. Back to you, Steve and Janice.
Wow, Jacob, thank you so much. Enid, we just want you to know that Jacob wakes up extra early just to prepare all that information for us. So thank you, Jacob, for all that great information. We have some street announcements going on the 200 block of West Maple. It'll be closed Saturday, May 16th for approximately about 10 hours. The reason this is going to be closed is because according to the City of Enid Engineering Office, a construction company will be doing work on the roof of the building located at 302 North Independence. A large crane will be involved, therefore portions of Maple will be closed for several hours. So please be advised to avoid the 200 block of West Maple for most of the day, Saturday, May 16th, if you want to avoid traffic.
I think up to 10 hours it's going to be closed.
Yeah.
Because they got this monster Tonka truck crane that's coming in.
Yeah, it might be interesting just to go by and see how big it is, really.
Our guests may want to go take pictures of this monster crane in downtown. I'm sorry.
South Korea crane. I don't know.
Okay. And what else closing?
Okay, we also have May 11th, crews were there to close the southbound lane of West Elm and North McKinley. And utility work was estimated to take about a week, but we know the weather has been a little strange, so just hopefully I expect that to be complete as soon as possible. We know that city officials are working on that as soon as they can. So that's a lot of news going on, lots of traffic.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, so we also are excited to introduce Raquel to tell us what's going on in Enid, Oklahoma.
Good morning, Enid. Yeah, we have a few events going on this weekend as always. We have some beginning today, which would be the 6A baseball tournament. This will begin today on through Saturday, and this will be at the David Allen Memorial Ballpark. I know teams and times are still to be announced. Also for tomorrow night and Saturday, we have the Gaslight Theater Presents Company, and this is a play about pros and cons about bachelorhood, and this will be Friday and Saturday at 8 p.m. and Sunday at 2 p.m. And then also on Saturday, we will have Bark for Life of Garfield County, and this is just a non-competitive walk where you can take your dog out to raise awareness for American Cancer Society. This will be Saturday by the courthouse at 6 a.m. And also on Saturday, we have Picnic for Progress, which will be beginning at 11 until 2 in the afternoon. This will be at Champion Park. This is a prescription drug take-back event and awareness of prescription drug disposal. And it's just a free event to go out with your family and to raise awareness for that as well. So hopefully you'll be able to go out and enjoy these events. And that's what's going on in Enid this weekend.
Very good, Raquel. Thank you very much. Well, she's bright this morning. She liked the sunshine, bright yellow.
We needed it.
Yeah, we need that. So Raquel, thanks for waking us up with that. So, good morning, Enid. It's May 14th. It's cloudy outside, around 63 degrees, holding steady. 20% chance of rain today, high around 81. And right now it is 7:39. So, if you got to get the kids to school, or if you got get to the office about 8 o'clock, so you got 20 minutes or so to do that.
Your boss will understand if you say you were watching Good Morning Enid. They'll think it's okay.
No, they won't. They won't understand at all. Splash pads are supposed to open up, I think, tomorrow. I'm not sure if we have some information on that, but the is it Champion and Hoover splash pads?
Yes.
They open up today and tomorrow. Yeah, there's some information on that. So, not sure if it's going to be a cloudy, rainy day today, but anyway, it's just good news that they're open. And also, Janice, the Ferris wheel.
Yes.
A week from today, will start spinning.
I live very close to the park, so I'm very excited to see it lit up and working and seeing all the lines.
And so you know the Kiwanis, they're all about kids, they're all about children impacting lives, and the local Kiwanis Club, and they partner with so many organizations and also the city of Enid, and so the Ferris wheel will be up and going. You see the train there on the graphic, but also the Ferris wheel. That's going to be a big deal.
Yes.
And with the LED lights, as you said, you're driving down Van Buren or whichever highway you want to call it, and look over there and see the lights.
It adds a nice touch to the entrance of Enid going in that way.
We got to quit talking because we've got so much more in the show. We want to introduce Tech Talk now, and that's our good friend Derek Silas with Tech Talk. We'll see that now.
Hi, I'm Derek Silas. Today I'll show you how to navigate the Enid Television Network website. First, go to www.enidtv.org. In the center of the page are scrolling photos of previous shows on ETN. In the center, directly under the photos, is the live streaming box. When we are live streaming an event, a photo capture of that event will appear in this box. Just click on the play button to begin streaming the event. On the left and right of the live streaming box is a menu of what's showing on channel 11 and channel 12. Notice the very top navigation. In the About Us section, you can learn a little about the network and about the staff. In the programming section, you can view the schedule of programs usually for the next week on channels 11 and 12. In the Past Shows section, we've made various playlists so you can see previous shows by subject. For instance, you can see City Commission meetings, City Connections, the Good Morning Enid show, Community Talk, instructional videos, celebrity interviews, and much more. The next navigation includes an on-air program request form. Finally, if you need to contact us, we've included our location, telephone number, and a comment form on the website. I hope these tips have been helpful for you. Join me next time where we discuss more ways to utilize the website. I'm Derek Silas.
Thank you, Derek. That was very informative. I hope that you're able to use the website in order to watch shows and all the work that Public Relations Department does for the City of Enid. We're very excited now to introduce two special people. We have Jamar Ortiz from our engineering department. She's going to be interviewing our amazing guest that came here today, Mike Klemme. So we're looking forward to hearing all that great information they have for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Janice and Steve, for that kind introduction. It is my pleasure to be here this morning interviewing our guest, native from Enid, Oklahoma, and an international photographer. You may have seen his work displayed at the City Hall, the Audrey Tech Technology Center, the Enid Event Center, as well as many other places throughout the town and Oklahoma City and Stillwater. His pictures are so powerful that they can take you to the canola field and also to your favorite golf course, make you feel that you're there at that exact moment where that picture was taken. Mr. Klemme, it's a pleasure to have you here this morning.
Thanks for having me, Jamara.
Just to get started, I'm going to ask you a basic question. I'm sure that you have been asked this many times before, but what inspired you to become a photographer?
Well, I finished up at Oklahoma State University and moved back to Enid and took a job here. And actually, I was looking for a hobby. And some good friends of mine had taken photography in college, and I spent some time going with them up to Salt Plains Wildlife Refuge. And looking through their camera, it gave me the bug. And so after the first look through that viewfinder, I had to get my own camera. So then I had to figure out how to make money with that camera to pay for all of the lenses and everything that I needed. So that's kind of how it all started.
But you know, what a joy to have that gift to portray such natural pictures of these beautiful places, and just take that and help people view through you those amazing places.
Well, that's the way I look at it. I see it as sharing. I like to be the one that goes out and slogs through the mud in the morning to get those beautiful pictures so I can share them with people, or to get on my hands and knees in a garden to take that perfect picture of a flower. So you don't have to do that.
Well, we're glad you do. Your pictures have been displayed at the International Photography Hall of Fame in 1994 and 2007. What can you tell us of those experiences?
Well, it was quite an honor. First of all, the main reason the second exhibit happened was because I had just spent 2 years traveling Oklahoma, photographing everything for our book that we did celebrating Oklahoma. So I had all of those thousands and thousands of pictures that we were able to call through to put together a small exhibit there. And I got to spend some time with the lieutenant governor and the governor at that exhibit, so that was kind of fun.
I bet. That's an amazing experience. Now, you may be best known for your work on golf courses, with your work also featured on magazines such as Golf Digest, ESPN Magazine, Sports Illustrated, among many others. And your work has taken you to many places around the world. I'm gonna ask you a difficult question. Do you have a favorite location, or can you tell us, how can you tell which place had an impact on you, perhaps?
That's so hard, because I love them all. One thing I did learn in my travels is that the more you travel, the more you want to travel. The more places you see, the more you want to see. And then you have to backtrack and go back to those places that you really love, that really stuck in your heart. Like we were talking about Puerto Rico before
Yes.
this. I love Puerto Rico. I love Costa Rica. Bali is one of my favorite places ever, and I love Portugal. But I love them all.
Yes.
It's kind of like choosing your favorite child. Tough to do.
Yeah, I think you take a little bit of that place with you in your heart, and that just stays, like you say, when you travel, you just have that desire to do it again, and just keep going to different places.
Right, yeah.
Ah, so good. It wasn't that difficult after all. Also, you mentioned the book Celebrating Enid and Celebrating Oklahoma. You have published several other books. Can you tell me more about those books?
Well, the first book that I was involved in was with Harry Abrams' company out of New York. I was contacted by Golf Magazine. They wanted to do a book about all of the golf courses where they played the Grand Slam events, the U.S. Open, the British Open, the PGA Championship, and the Masters Tournament. So that was my first big assignment, and that was my first overseas assignment because I had to go all over Great Britain to photograph all of the courses where they'd played the British Open. So that was a great assignment. That was really fun. The next book that I started on right at the tail end of the Grand Slam book was Golf Resorts of the World. So I went to 25 countries around the world and stayed at almost 100 golf resorts. Gained about 35 pounds because the food was so good at all these places. But that was a great 2.5-year program, and I don't know, I was so young and dumb that I thought my whole life was going to be that, but it was just a great experience that I didn't get to recapture again. And then I was the author of a book called A View from the Rough, which was about golf and its impact on the environment. So that was a really interesting project. Lots of photographs of deer and duck and all kinds of wildlife on golf courses to prove that it did host wildlife. So, and then
Thank you for sharing that. That's really amazing. Now, just before we go, do you have any advice for amateur photographers or young people out there wanting to follow in your footsteps?
Well, study, 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 and get up really early, work really late in the evening, forget about working in the middle of the day. That's the best advice I can give you.
Well, thank you, Mike, for being with us this morning, sharing your insights and your life experiences with us. To know more about Mike Klemme and his work, you can visit his website at http://mikeklemme.com. Thank you. Back to you, Steve and Janice.
Very good.
That was a very interesting interview. I was almost like drooling. It's such amazing experiences.
It's one of those things that I think Mike is, it's a job, but it's also a passion.
Yes,
you
yes.
know. I mean, if you're going to Bali, you know, or whatever,
I'll be your assistant,
golf
Mike.
courses in general are just paradise to me, you know. Of course, where I play on the golf course is usually the wooded areas and people's backyards and stuff like that. So, good morning, Enid. It's 7:51. Thanks for joining us, and we appreciate Mike Klemme joining us today. It's May 14th. We're still holding steady at 63 degrees under a cloudy sky. High today, Janice, going to be around 81, so I guess that might warm up some and be kind of a humid day. By the way, we only had 3/4 of an inch of rain only, but that's still great because it's still filling things up.
We needed it. We definitely do.
I'd like to mention real quick, we've got the Oklahoma Minute coming up, but real quick, I think starting tomorrow or Saturday is National Safe Boating Week. And we may have somebody from the Coast Guard join us next week on Good Morning Enid. But until then, just keep in mind National Safe Boating Week, the 16th, Saturday through the 22nd. And of course, National Safe Boating Week ought to be every week, all 52 weeks. And don't forget about life jackets. And I don't care if you're an accomplished swimmer or whatever, just keep the life jackets close by. So, okay, we need to do the Oklahoma Minute real quick again. And let's find out if anything has changed since about 10 minutes ago. And here's Jacob Zemny.
Steve, no it hasn't. Good morning, Enid. This is your Oklahoma Minute. 4 elementary schools will close in Lawton due to anticipated cuts in state education funding. The superintendent claims no employees will lose their jobs, and he doesn't expect overcrowding in other schools. The 2 elephants from Seattle made it to the Oklahoma City Zoo early yesterday. Kime Bamboo will be introduced to the herd after about 30 days of quarantine and are expected to become leaders of the herd. Governor Fallin signed a bill reducing the number of signatures required for third-party candidates to run for governor. Currently, candidates need to collect at least 5% of the votes from the last general election. The new bill reduces that number to 3%. Governor Fallin also signed the bill allowing school districts to designate employees to receive training to carry handguns in schools. Finally, Golden State beat the Memphis Grizzlies 98-78, bringing the series 3-2. Game 6 is Friday night at 8:30. In college baseball, OSU will be at Michigan, and OU will be at home playing against TCU this weekend. That's your Oklahoma Minute. Back to you, Steve and Janice.
I am so glad the elephants made it. Did you see the footage on the news yesterday?
I didn't.
They arrived at 3 a.m. Wednesday morning. They went from Seattle. They had van, truck, carrying problems, so they went to San Diego.
Wow.
But they kept them there for a couple weeks, and then from San Diego, the elephants came all the way to Oklahoma City. And they were so glad to get out of that truck. I mean, I go on a trip. I'm glad to get out of a truck, too. But anyway, it was good to see them. They said they just came, sauntering out of the big old truck. And,
Car seat.
the car seat for an elephant. And then they went to the water and took a drink. And then they thought, oh, we're in Oklahoma City. Okay. So it was good to see
Go
them.
Thunder.
Yeah, it was good that they made it. So, again, besides safe boating, we want to remind everybody that this is Thursday night. It's very confusing, but it's City Commission night.
Yes, please make sure to be able to make it out if you can and are interested in knowing what's going on in our city. It's open to the public. It's at 6:30 at City Hall Administration Building.
And the reason for all the changes is there's been a lot of budget meetings
Yes.
that took place on Monday and Tuesday. We will not have our typical next Tuesday City Commission meeting due to some commissioners going to be out of town. So therefore, tonight is really next Tuesday.
You're right.
Does that make sense?
Yes, yeah.
Tonight is next Tuesday?
You explained it well.
Okay. So anyway, that's what's taking place. So at 6:30 tonight, and be broadcast live, and will be also live streaming on your iPad or on your phone,
That's true.
mobile devices. So that's pretty impressive that we
Yeah.
can live stream the City Commission meeting.
You
So.
can be involved from your house.
Exactly, yeah. So, good morning, Enid. It's 7:55, and again, we're at 63 degrees under a cloudy sky, and let's find the young lady Raquel and find out what's going on.
Yes, well, if you're not at the commission meeting tonight, maybe you could go out to the 6A baseball tournament. This will be beginning today on through Saturday at David Allen Memorial Park. Also, beginning tomorrow on to Sunday, there will be a play at Gaslight Theater. Presents Company, and this will be 8 p.m. Friday and Saturday, 2 p.m. on Sunday. We also have Bark for Life of Garfield County, which will be by the courthouse. It's a non-competitive walk where you can take out your dog, and it's to raise awareness for the American Cancer Society. And also we have Picnic for Progress on Saturday at Champion Park. This will be 11 to 2, and this is a prescription drug take back event. So hopefully the weather will be nice and not so rainy, even though we need the rain. And well, that's what's going on, and hopefully you'll be able to be there.
Thank you, Raquel. We got to keep moving at 7:56. Our pet of the week is coming up right after this very important message about adopting a pet.
Are you wanting to bring home a new family member, but you don't know where to look? There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Come by the Enid Animal Shelter or visit our Facebook page. Adopt.
Yeah. Oh my, it's 7:57 on Thursday, May 14th. Good morning, Enid. And if we could get a shot of this puppy dog, I'll tell you
Melt
what.
your heart. Get
Yeah,
ready.
I'll tell you what, folks. This guy needs a home. Who do
Yeah.
we have, Janice?
His name is Cody. He is a shepherd mix.
Oh.
He is very good with kids. He's just 4 months old.
Look at those eyes.
And if you think about it, $95 that covers neuter, rabies, and this amazing puppy is not much at all. So hopefully someone will come out and play with him and even adopt him. He is too cute. It's very
at
hard to
that.
hold back.
Hannah, thank you so much for bringing
Yeah.
Cody. Look at those eyes.
Oh my goodness.
Folks, we need to find a home for Cody today. Look at this precious little puppy.
Oh,
249-4910 is the number to call. Under $100 to give this guy a life that he deserves. And we've got to get out of here, Janice. I'm sorry,
Yes.
time is gone. Thank you for joining us on Good Morning Enid. And we'll say goodbye to Cody this morning. And 249-4910, give Cody another chance here.
Yes. Thank you, Enid.
Make it a great day.